Hello and welcome to Dream Team Coach TV. I'm Sean Burke. Joining me is Andy Taylor, Henry Lewentit, and Jack Townsend. The mystery word game is still going. So if you want to play along and you don't want to know what it is, look away now.
Okay. Jack, you're still buzzing about me getting in last week, aren't you? I did so well.
He did well.
Yeah.
He did well, but I to be honest, I'd spotted it on the sidelines just to let the fans know at home. I was watching behind the scenes.
It's a lot easier to spot when you're not in the mix, I've got to say.
Boom, outfit change, but there's a reason. Breaking news, it's official. Leo Messi has handed in a transfer request at Barcelona. An outcome which I suggested last week, only to be laughed off the show. Well, guess what, folks? Sean was right, and I'm going to make the most of it because, like the solstice, this only happens twice a year. Surely, only a super rich club can afford Leo Messi, as we talked about last week. In that case, where's he going to go?
Surely it's going to be the battle of the human rights perpetrators, right? Man City versus PSG. Sorry, that might get muted or cut, but they're the only two clubs in the world that can surely afford him. Because the fact that they're run by two of the richest nations in the world. I mean, technically, Wolves probably could, right, Andy? Because you're pretty much owned by the Chinese government. But I can't see Wolves. I can't see Messi making the move to the Midlands.
I also love the fact that City, fresh off the back of a financial fair play trial, now straight in for possibly the biggest transfer ever.
Do you know what the biggest travesty of this is going to be if Messi makes a move to the Premier League?
What?
It's the fact that Stoke win the Championship. So we'll still never know.
Hey,
FA Cup run.
Yeah.
It could happen. It could happen.
Also, so say Messi, I mean, would probably can walk into any side in the world. But City have got...
never get into Wolves team.
Yeah, it's fair. He was struggling to
we'd have him coming off the bench last 10, I'd say. Just as a little bit of a... Because, obviously Jota and Traore, they can only do it for about 70. Off the bench.
Do you know where he would actually be incredible? It would pain me to see it, but imagine him playing that Firmino role in this Liverpool squad at the moment. That would be unreal to watch.
Yeah, but this is the problem, though, that anyone that signs him has to just throw away any of their philosophies and any style of football that they play, because their style of football becomes get the ball to Messi. But, let's just say he goes to City, for instance. As much as De Bruyne and Aguero and Sterling are going to be excited to play with him, I do think there'll start to be a few frustrations out there when Messi's kind of,
It comes to the Messi show.
It rocks that dressing room, doesn't it?
At the moment, it's obviously everything's pure speculation. But if we just I'm just going off the odds at the moment. So as we speak, Wednesday morning. So the favourite is still for Messi to stay at Barcelona. So let's not get carried away by any of it. Because
no, come on, Andy. It's a transfer season. Let's get carried away. Come on.
No. But
all he's wanting is that the president to leave. As soon as that president leaves, he'll just stay. Because all the fans are already outside the ground protesting. And basically, it's just to say, I don't like the hierarchy here. I want him gone. The thing is, the real reason City want to sign Messi, yes, for his football talent, but City's goal is to become a global powerhouse with a fan base across the nation. As soon as you sign Messi, it's shirt sales, global recognition, everything. They want that. That's what they really want.
Yeah, I mean, Man City makes sense just in terms of the personnel there as well. Pep and Messi obviously get on.
Yeah.
I think Aguero and Messi are quite close.
They're good mates.
I think he's godfather, isn't it? Something?
Yeah. So it's an easy switch for him. Maybe he has it's got to him. The kind of everyone labels him going, oh, you've only ever done it in the league.
Yeah.
I wonder whether that has got to him a little bit and he's gone, you know what, I'll just go and rip it up for 2 years.
Yeah, and I wonder if the fact that, again, because Ronaldo's made the move and smashed it again, that's made it even worse. He's going he's looking around that Barca dressing room when he used to have Iniesta, Xavi, Neymar, Puyol, Piqué, and now he's going, all right, we've got Frankie de Jong and Osimhen, Dembele, and Arturo Vidal. I don't really fancy this anymore.
Let's say he comes to the Prem. let's say he plays for City.
Yeah.
How many goals are we predicting? What do you reckon?
He's got 25 goals and 21 assists this season in La Liga.
Yeah,
As a little benchmark.
I would say like minimum. I'd say 15 goals, 15 assists.
Cool, that's quite low though. That's like who's done that this year?
I don't. No one's done 15 goals and 15 assists.
So you're saying Danny Ings is going to score more goals than Messi?
Yeah, his game suits the Premier League, man.
That is another trophy for someone to get, though, isn't it? It's like I've scored more goals than Lionel Messi in a season. Just on a final note as well, is that can you really remember a time in your lifetime when Barcelona weren't, regarded as arguably the best team in the world? And I feel like we could be entering into an era where, without all these players now, Barca could just be. I don't know. Obviously, it's still a very good side, but not the dominant force that we always know them. Like, if you draw Barcelona in the Champions League, every time you're like, for goodness sake, like what?
Yeah.
We've got no chance. But now, I think if you take Messi out of that team, if you draw him in the Champions League, you'd be like, yeah, I'll take them on.
Going off those odds, Andy, what do you think? Where is he staying? Going?
I'm 100% certain he's staying at Barca. 100%.
Yeah, I think he'll stay as well, to be honest.
I'm going to take the mentality of, if you put positive thoughts out there into the universe, good things will happen. Ed Woodward do it. Let's go Manchester United. I just wanted to say that for Taylor's reaction.
I'll go for the Man City hype.
I don't think he gets in United though, does he? Because Bruno's obviously that good. He's best player in the
world.
Yeah. Who's on penalties?
Mate, someone's got to clean Mason Greenwood's boots, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, that's true.
Much to talk about since last week as Sevilla defeated Inter Milan to win the Europa League and Bayern Munich beat PSG to win the Champions League. Bayern coach and suggestively named Hansi Flick won his first Champions League, but was quick to give credit to his backroom staff, Pussy Galore and Ivana Shagalot. So lads, deserved winners all round. What do you think?
Definitely. I think the job that that Flick's done has been unreal. He came in, they were fourth in the league, and they've won the treble.
Yeah.
I know that he's got an unreal squad to work with, but still, that turnaround is incredible.
Yeah, that is true. It was Kovac who was manager at the start of the season for Bayern Munich. That's right.
Yeah, no, an absolute stinker, and he's completely reinvigorated Thomas Müller as well. He seems to be back to his old form, and I think they were just great to watch in the final, and also I think everyone's a bit happy that PSG didn't win it. Yeah,
that is the thing as well. What do you think of? I mean, Neymar looks pretty upset at the end there, but
I must admit I was back in Bayern. It just the goals that they were scoring, and the run they've been on. Is it something like 22 games? They haven't lost in 2020. What the bit that struck me was just the Bayern. Obviously, after the semi-final, their head was on the final. Whereas PSG was celebrating like they just won it. I know they've never been in the final before, but I don't. I'm sure Andy might have something to say about that. What's your thoughts on? What's your Roy Keane stance on that?
Well, I think their kind of philosophy and how they were in that semi-final, I think demotivated me so much that I genuinely was not bothered about this final at all. Just because I had enough. I'd had enough of Neymar. The consistent social media just bombarded with Neymar dropping a nutmeg on the halfway line. It's like, oh my God, he's invented the wheel. Steve McManaman's definitely part of that as well. It might have just depressing me how bad his commentary was. I don't know. I just felt like, when you watch like Barca or Madrid or even like Dortmund, I feel like I can get on board with them. I don't know why. I just feel like those clubs that if as an English team not in the final, I'm still interested in it. But for some reason, PSG just really kill it for me. And I love Mbappe. I think Mbappe is going to be a world superstar for the next 10 years. But I just think like the philosophy about it is very Man City-esque. And mainly just Neymar, to be honest. He's just like the poster boy of a club that they just want to throw as much money at it as possible until they become like the greatest team, like the Michael Jordan sponsorship and stuff. And I don't know, it just like didn't really get me motivated for it. And I watched a little bit of it, and as soon as Bayern scored, I was like, yeah, that's done. Switched it straight off. Just couldn't get on board with it. That's probably the least motivated I've ever been for a Champions League final, I'll be honest.
I don't know, last year was pretty bad as well, wasn't it? We had 2 stinkers of Champions League finals in a row.
Yeah, but I think you were probably more up for last year's one, even though it turned out to be not the final that we were all hoping.
Oh, 100%. I mean, 2 English teams in the final.
Yeah.
You're not going to get excited for it.
I think I just had so much confidence in Bayern. There's not a chink in that team. There's really not a chink in that team. All over the park, it's just ridiculous. And if you think they're adding Leroy Sané, who for me is probably a top 5 player in the world today, he's unbelievable. Him on the left, Gnabry on the right.
Lewandowski in the middle.
Yeah, I mean, they could win the next 2 or 3 Champions Leagues, genuinely, because so many other teams are in turmoil. All the English clubs just blow hot and cold, don't they? I mean, Liverpool hopefully can get near it again, but let's be honest, Chelsea ain't doing it. They're going to make some signs, but they're not getting anywhere near it next year. Yeah. United, the renaissance of like the Bruno Fernandes era is nice, but can you imagine United against that Bayern team? That'd be 5 or 6 tonight, easily.
Well, mate, think about what that Bayern team has done to the English teams they played.
Now, we shouldn't sleep on it as well, but arguably, I think the Europa League final was a more exciting match and arguably more of a surprise as well, because I still feel like even in the run-up to it, despite Sevilla's ridiculous run of form and history winning the Europa League, Inter Milan probably were still slightly the favourite.
I think Inter feel a bit unlucky because that first challenge that gave away the pen arguably should have been a red maybe. Last man, and he's not even gone for the ball. And was it Diego Carlos? He was the one that actually got the shot
the other end,
the other end. So Inter Milan should rightly feel a bit robbed there.
Henners, it's always nice to go out to the winners, though, isn't it? Let's be honest.
Yeah, exactly. It definitely makes me feel better.
We can unite on that, can't we? Yeah.
Third place to be. Always backing you, lads. Always backing you.
You've agreed on something.
I've been absolutely shafted by Sevilla, and I love it. One thing I would say, probably just kind of grouping both of those finals together. Again, I always watch things from an English perspective. Star of the Europa League final was Luke de Jong, who could not get a sniff at Newcastle, just an absolute flop. Probably a lot of people will say it's like one of their worst signings, considering that they paid a bit of money for him and big wages and stuff. I don't know. It's just a shame because you do see that so often. I think it's probably because the Premier League's so ruthless. We just don't give these lads a chance. I know Lukaku, Hen, as you were saying, had a bit of a dodgy touch in the final, but generally he's just ripped things up this year.
Lukaku, he scored goals over his age. He scored goals United. He just didn't fit in with what Ollie wanted to do. So,
it's such a
fair enough. But he's an out-and-out goal scorer. I'd still love to see him there.
34 goals this season for Inter Milan. That's like a lot of goalage.
Yeah,
I swear.
A lot of goalage.
I like it. Get that in the football.
I mean, it's funny you're calling it out, Andy, because it is you this week.
Yeah.
How do you know?
Because it's the roll on. It's a roll on.
Yeah, but Sean might have introduced a different tactic this week. Do you know? Can I just finish my English chat, by the way? Borja Valero on the bench for Inter Milan. Do you remember him when he was at West Brom? Borja Valero was at West Brom, proper back in the day. Again, been a real top player for Inter Milan down the years. Yeah, I think he had at least a season at West Brom and was just bantered off the park again. Social media just ripped him apart, just saying he was just no pace, nothing about him. He's gone on to have an unbelievable career. Obviously PSG, the classic Choupo-Moting thing, and there was that stat about the amount of Stoke players that had made it to there was the Stoke team that got relegated.
Yeah,
it's got loads of them that got to the final. But you've got Choupo-Moting, you've got Sergio Rico, who was in goal for Fulham when they were in the Premier League 2 years ago. You've got, who was the other lad that I saw? Idrissa Gueye. Yeah. Idrissa Gueye for Everton. Obviously, Di Maria, Herrera. I mean, Herrera was a good player for United, but again, a lot of people took for granted what he was good at towards the end of his time at United. They probably weren't that bothered about seeing him go. Yeah, I mean, obviously, from a Bayern perspective, you've got Boateng, who was at Man City. Gnabry, of course, everyone keeps speaking about it. I mean, all the commentators keep reeling that stat off about West Brom. It's not really West Brom. It's Arsenal that have had an absolute stinker there.
Well, and even that Inter team as well. You've got Young, Eriksen, and Sanchez. Literally 3 teams who were getting bantered out the park before they went, and now they come second in the league and made it to Europa League final.
So my point is that probably the only one that's really playing there that you can argue, oh, he's gone because he's trying to bet himself, is Coutinho. Because Liverpool, you can't argue that they sold him for the right reasons. But everyone else, the fans are not that bothered to see him go, and yet now they're part of teams that are getting to European finals, which just suggests that, well, it's not going to change because social media is horrible, but we need to just take it easy when teams sign new players. And
players need more time.
Yeah.
Now that the club season is finished, we can finally take a generous summer break. Okay, that was long enough. All that waiting around has got me hungry for some football. So what better time to talk about our fantasy teams as the Dream Team game has just launched for the season ahead. Right, lads, who was the first pick in each one of your teams?
Okay, well, how I break it down is that Liverpool or City are going to win the league again, right? So you need to pack your team as many of those players as possible. It's as simple as that. Plus, obviously, in Dream Team, you've got European fixtures, as we all know. But let's just assume that Liverpool are going to win the league again. It's between, in terms of pound-for-pound importance, Mane and Trent Alexander-Arnold, you know. Those are my two that I'm stuck between. I'd probably go Mane just because he's just an unbelievable footballer. Efficient,
assists and goals there as well.
Yeah. The only thing, though, it looks like he's a striker this year, and I swear he was a midfielder last year.
Yeah, I think
he was. Yeah,
because you could have had Mane and Salah as a pair last year, but I don't think it's one or the other. And for me, I think Mane just edges it. But I mean, Trent is like if you don't have Trent in your team, don't bother playing Dream Team this year. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So let's say Trent is Andy's first pick. Jack, who would you be going for?
Well, I mean, just to add a bit, I mean, Trent's definitely in there. I think I'm probably with the majority. I think he's one of the most picked players currently. Is Fernandes?
Okay.
I think I saw a stat go out on our Dream Team to say that there was a good amount of people that got him in there. I think just the rate that United are getting penalties. And his has he missed one yet?
No. I don't think he's ever missed one in his career.
Really?
The one other tip you should always look at is who's the penalty taker in the teams. You know, like people like Milivojevic, and United get lots of penalties. Whether or not that'll continue, hopefully it will. Don't know, but Fernandes just bangs them in for fun, really.
Henry, who would be your first pick then?
Kevin De Bruyne.
Yeah,
he's just player of the season last year. The amount of assists that he gets, and I think City are really going to go for it again this year. I think Pep's going to be absolutely fuming with how they actually performed last year. It's going to give them a right kick up the backside. And if one player's going to be the driving force behind them mounting a title challenge, it's going to be Kevin De Bruyne.
Well, on that note, Henners, as well. So I'm just looking at the top, the most expensive players in Dream Team. So obviously Sterling is the most expensive on 7.5 million.
Yeah.
De Bruyne, 7 million. Now, I'm having to scroll down quite a bit to Bruno to find the next midfielder. And then you've got, so Bruno's 5 and Mahrez is 4.5. So, like, De Bruyne is in a world of his own in terms of midfielders on this game.
And also, I think he does, I think he is a bit of a star man magnet as well, just because the amount of assists and chances he creates. So you got more transfers this year as well, haven't we? There's, was it 5 per month?
Yeah.
So it is worth looking at game weeks as well, because, for example, United and City aren't playing the first week of the season. So do you just not get any of their players in for the first week and then bring them in the week after?
What do you reckon about the inclusion of Leicester players in your team?
They're getting, they're going to lose Chilwell, aren't they, for starters, which we saw how, influential he was.
I mean, let's not forget how good Ricardo Pereira was before he got injured.
Also, Maddison's been out, hasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think Leicester could be. I think they're going to be a great side again. They're probably going to challenge for top 6, but I don't know. Vardy can do it, but he's getting on now. I mean, what is he? 33. Is he got another 30+ goal season in him again?
He could be someone that he could be one of your 5 that you bring in on European weeks, couldn't he?
But he retired from international football, didn't he? Because he didn't want that consistent amount of football.
Yeah.
Suggests that he wouldn't want to play week in, week out European football, Prem football.
Well, I'm wondering about the teams that are coming up.
Yeah.
Like Leeds, is it Bamford?
Yeah, I don't know about Bamford. You make a point about promoted teams, The most impressive. Well, I mean, I know Leeds were obviously unbelievable, and I think Hernandez was absolutely outstanding. But I think he'll probably start playing deeper and deeper as he gets older. But for Fulham, Mitrovic was just ripping that league apart last year, playing up front. He's an absolute bully. He will score goals. The only thing I'm just a little bit concerned that he's actually 3 million, just because he's on par with a lot of other players that are worth 3 million.
Yeah, that's the same as Calvert. It's the same points as Calvert-Lewin, and I'll back Calvert-Lewin over Mitrovic. I mean, especially after he didn't quite do it last time he came up with them, did he?
My main sneaky tip, though, I'm definitely gonna get that coach help that you can sign up to now.
Yeah.
I'm 100% getting coach because I'm not letting Andy run away from it.
Well, I'm also going to have it as well, though. So.
Well, no, I think we need to put a ban on you using it.
Yeah, you're not allowed.
No.
What does it give? It gives you detailed stats, score projections, break-even analysis, player comparison, fixture difficulty. So with the fixture difficulty, it's going to be quality because when you've got those five
with
subs,
the signings,
and the score projections, like great for your strikers and making sure you're getting defenders, not having defenders that are going to concede a lot of goals.
I think it might also give you like updates on like when like player prices are going to change as well, so you can like see if someone's about to go up in money, so you can like wait if you think you're transferring them out, wait until they go up in value a bit, and then you can get someone better in as well.
That generous summer break earlier was actually only half a joke, as the Community Shield takes place this weekend when the best team in England face Liverpool. FA Cup winners Arsenal versus league winners Liverpool. There's always a debate every year as to whether or not this counts as a cup. Obviously not. It's clearly more of a plate. Right. But the question is, who's going to win?
Does anyone really care?
I don't care.
Yeah, that's my follow-up question. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Is anyone going to actually tune in to watch it?
I need a break. I need a break.
Field in an empty stadium.
Yeah. It is. Everyone always says it's a glorified preseason friendly, and it literally is this year. It's got fewer fans watching it than a normal preseason friendly.
Well, have Arsenal? I don't think Arsenal have played a friendly yet, have they? This will be their first game since the end of last season. If we're looking at it objectively, Liverpool, because they were in first gear towards the end of the season, they've technically had a lot more downtime and time to prepare for this. And they have played another friendly. I think they beat Stuttgart 3-0.
Yeah, it's 3-0. Brewster's got on the score sheet, which is
just looking at it from that perspective, Liverpool are already the better side, clearly, but they've also had better preparation for it.
Be interesting to see what their starting lineup would be. Whether it's they're putting a full strength team out, or they're giving a chance to some of the new signings or young
kids
players just before the season gets off.
I think you'll definitely see a few of the younger lads. Definitely Brewster probably have a little shout when he. Nate Phillips as well. Obviously, Curtis Jones. I think he'll be playing a lot this year.
Yeah.
Do we bother with a score prediction? I mean, it's good.
Well,
Liverpool going to win.
Well, Arsenal won the last time, didn't they? But it was a mistake from Van Dijk and from Alisson, usually two of the most consistent players.
Yeah,
I think there'd just be a different mentality there. You could even, I've rewatched it this morning, and you just even on Klopp's face, he was like, he wasn't even shouting. He just couldn't believe what he was seeing.
My prediction, I'm going to go with an Arsenal win. You know what? Why not? Hopefully we'll see some of the young lads have a run out and just have a bit of fun, because, well,
that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Sorry, the bigger question as well is, what are our team names going to be this year? Has anyone got any good ones into the melting pot?
I'm assuming you've got a good and...
No, I don't, to be fair. I'm just literally just seeing if anyone's got an absolute belter.
I don't know. I haven't thought about it yet.
I like coming up with my own one rather than going on a list.
Yeah. There's always a few that come out at the start of each year that kind of go like semi-viral.
Yeah, it's like
last year was
Mo Salah and
Tropicana Drinks FC.
Yeah.
I can't find it. I saw a good West Ham one the other day. It was about like ironmongers or something like that. No. Sorry, boys.
Mongers, Jack.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah.
He's not. He's ignoring it. Which
No, genuinely isn't Mungers.
What has he done here?
I'm trying to find a fantasy football team name that I saw the other day.
Oh, so this makes sense why we're having this whole
yeah, exactly. I know what you're doing. So okay, so Sean, it's not Mungers.
Yeah, he's probably about to say it. One of these team names.
No, it's not Mungers.
Ironmongers.
What was that?
Ironmongers.
Yeah, are you calling out Ironmongers?
Yeah.
Can I just say, I think Sean, you killed me there, mate. Because you've just gone, oh, it's not Mungers.
No, take that. Come on, you've been got there. You've been got there.
Absolutely giving the ghost away there, lads.
I saw right through what you were doing.
We were never told it was 2 words. We were never told it was 2 words.
It's the same word.
That's all from us this week, folks. Thank you for joining us on another episode of Dream Team Coach TV. In the meantime, you should download the app, set up your dream team, and prepare for the season start. But for now, we will talk to you again next week. Take care.
Bye.